On this episode of One Man, One Hand, and No Real Plan, we shut the door on rust. This is my dad's project, a 1966 Plymouth Satellite. Same car as his first car he had. And we're over here for Father's Day so that we can give him a little surprise. And I'm going to clean up his floors on the inside. And I'm going to use the POR 15 kit to clean it, prep it, and then coat it with POR 15. So we can take care of his really good floorboards and keep them in pristine shape. As you can see, his floorboards are in really good shape and nice and solid, but there's a little bit of surface rust and some of that stuff. So the plan is going to be to get all the interior and all that stuff out, and then go ahead and clean it, degrease it to scrape out like any coatings. Get the whole floor swept out, cleaned up, and coat and ready with the 2 steps before that so we can actually get it coated today. But first thing I got to do is take out all these seats. So I figured out after a little bit of Googling that the rear seat doesn't pop out like a lot, but it actually, you have to push in and then lift because it has some tabs underneath it. There's a tab on this, right around in this area and right in there, and you have to push in towards the trunk and then lift up. So I'm gonna try and do that. One, 2. Oh, praise the Lord. Woo! So what I'm doing with just a normal hand wire brush is trying to clean out a lot of I'm going to clean out the garbage like in there, and you can see how the paint's loose and there's still a little bit of surface rust and stuff, and eventually I'm going to mechanically hit it with a wire brush, but I wanted to get as much garbage out and vacuum it up so it's not flying in the air when I'm actually putting speed to it. What's interesting about this car is the gas pedal actually bolts in from the floor. The seats bolt in from the bottom. There's studs that go down. It all has exposed nuts and bolts that in the bottom. It is what it is. I'm gonna get it out. For those of you keeping score, I've pulled over 20 plugs out of this. I'm sure it was for all the various bodies and chassis and whatnot, but that's incredible. I'm not sure what they used, some sort of tar and paper thing, but holy cow, there's a lot of it. Now I'm going to sweep this out and go back to wire brushing. Now here's what it looks like after I've cleaned it all up. I scuffed all the surfaces and stuff, and I'm ready to actually use the cleaner degreaser on the floor now. It's supposed to be 4-to-1, and after that I rinse it with water, and then I use the metal prep, and after the metal prep we do the paint, and then it's done. This is the floor successfully washed with degreaser and rinsed off with water. Now for the metal prep. This stuff says we need to paint it on after cleaning it all up with the degreaser, leave it wet for 20 minutes, and then get it thoroughly cleaned off with water and then remove excess. But it's got to be completely dry. Let this dry and we'll see you in 20 minutes. So it's been on wet for the 20 minutes. A little bit of it is kind of had some different coloration. I'm pretty sure it's phosphoric acid. You can see it working, but you're supposed to get, after 20 minutes, get it off and then rinse it thoroughly with water and then dry it thoroughly, and after that we can paint. I got just a bucket of water that I'm gonna, well, it's I guess it's cashews. Man, that's nuts. I'm just gonna pour it in and try and catch it as it falls through one of the 20 holes, or 21 if you count the transmission shifter. Okay, I've got the floor completely clean, completely dry, degreased, prepped, metal prepped. It is ready to go. Now I get to paint. I'm going to start in the back and do that section and then come out and do this, because I don't know how else I would reach everything. So here we go.
after a bit of time, the paint started to dry and lose its shine and end up in that semi-gloss finish that it's supposed to have. Here you can really see the contrast between the dry surface and the still wet surface. And overall, this coating looks really good when it's dry. It's super tough, and I'm really excited, and I think it's going to make for a great floor covering for Dad's 66 for many, many years to come. I would like to mention my brother's valiant but ultimately unsuccessful bid to win the Most Preferred Son award. He came in with a strong second place finish, not bad, 2 out of 2. But he decided to sand and polish the mag wheels for the car, and they turned out really nice. And Dad was really excited to come home and be surprised by both a painted floor and shined up aluminum wheels.
So I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like or subscribe. And also, I just want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.